Hello Julian, how did the idea of BitBlocks emerge in RealityZ teams, or in your mind, what inspired you to design the game?
The idea came from a previous game we've made, Robotic Asylum, and there was one game mode where you have some kind of jigsaw puzzle, and during playtests it happens that lots of people loved this game mode, so we thought that we had something we wanted to work upon.
What is really BitBlocks game?
At the moment we were thinking about these jigsaw things, we saw the video of TETRIS effect, which was released, and the game was in pure 2D because on PS4 lots of people play with gamepads, and the question we asked ourselves was how to play a block puzzle game which would be playable only in VR.
Why is this name BitBlocks?
I really wanted a game of flow, so it requires to have some visual and some music, and I've been DJing for a few years, and for me it was really important to have all those elements, to have a flowing game, and I think that BitBlocks sum up pretty well the identity of the game.
Admit that there are a small cult dedicated to TETSUYA MIZUGUCHI, creator of the magnificent RealityZ. Do you think you will be the next genius like him?
I'd love to. For me, RealityZ is really a cornerstone game, because that's one of the rare games where you can explain the game to someone who has not played. I mean, if you speak about a book, if someone has read it, he understands the book. But for many games, you can, like just watch some let's play. If you take all the Kojima games, for example, because he's really into cutscenes, if you see a let's play of the game, you know how you're gonna feel. If you watch some let's play of Rez, you just say, what this shit? But when you play the game, you say, it's totally crazy. So that's typically the thing you have to play to understand what it is. And that's where there's the most video game-ish game that's been created. So I hope that we're gonna, touch the legend at some point.
This title has an enormous potential. On which platform do you plan to release it?
We plan a release on Oculus, on HTC Vive, and we're going to try Windows Mixed Reality. We'll also try to target mobile platforms like Oculus Go and Samsung Gear if we can. We really need to do some improvement for performances issues, but I think that could be a good fit.
Is the project also planned for home consoles?
I think you mean PSVR. Yes. It's an option we'd like to go, but it will depend on the success of the game. And as you know, Tetris Effect will be released shortly, so maybe in the near future if the success is here.
What are RealityZ's objectives in producing this title?
To conquer the world. No. Honestly, our goal with the release of this title, VR is a pretty hard market for now. What we do as an independent game studio is that we want to be able to have bigger and bigger successes. So we plan to make good games, action games, funny games. We have lots of great ideas, but VR is a market that is slow to grow. So for now, big publishers are pretty reluctant to go on to more ambitious projects. So we are trying to make our games better and better and trying to have more people. And as we develop our skills in the VR world, on VR specific gameplays, we know that the market will be more mature, and at this moment we're gonna have all the required skill to develop big ambitious VR projects. And not only for home, also for arcades and wherever VR is going to be.
What are the differences with the cult title Tetris, and where do you think you stand out from it?
We're pretty different from this game. Of course, there's a common ground, as it's block that falls from the sky, but the way you play it, because it's 3D, it's in VR, it's not a 2D space, so you grab the elements, you put them in the direction, so you have all those physical aspects you don't have in Tetris. So it's very different. The game feel is totally different.
Why does the public absolutely have to test this game and even buy it, according to you?
I mean, if you are a game that is into flow games, like all the Mizuguchi's game, like Raz, Lumines, Child of Eden, and all the games he's made. If you are into Guitar Heroes, Beat Saber, Tetris, many of those types of game, I think that's. I mean, if you have a VR headset, it's a no-brainer.
When do you think the game will be available? And do you have an expected release date?
We try our best to have the game released for the end of October. It will be on Steam Early Access, so we hope we will be able to gather as much feedback as possible to know what the people think about the game, and we are really eager to see the audience test the game.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.